Hi guys, here's Ray, and today we're setting up my new bullet journal. As always, I'm using my Fibra color markers, numbers 58 and 45, and my black Papermate gel pen, alongside my whiteout. The bullet journal I bought this year is from Tiger, like my last year's bullet journal, and I only paid €5 for it, so it's very cheap, even though its quality is nice and I haven't had any leak-through problems. To begin with, I wrote my name, the years, and in the end, the month this bullet journal covers, surrounded by some frames. Next up, I sticked the first page, which isn't perfectly flat like the rest of the journal, and on the first usable page I wrote a quote which I found pretty fitting and inspiring to start over a work year. On the second page, I wrote my 2020 goals, even though I've mistaken 2020 and 2021 and wrote 2021 goals instead. But when I noticed the mistake in the editing phase, I just went and corrected it as soon as possible. Of course, these are my yearly goals, so some of them have already been checked out on my last bullet journal and I'm doing the same here. Then I went on with the future log for the rest of 2020 months and for 2021 months until September. I only used 2 pages because on one of the pages I simply laid out the calendars, while on the other I drew some boxes, which didn't come out perfectly centered, but it's fine, that I'm going to use to write monthly notes within. Of course, the calendar part is the most boring because of all the numbers involved, and it's also the most annoying because meanwhile you need to pay attention to the calendars in order not to mess up, but in the end I succeeded luckily. On the next page, we have my year in pixels for the remaining months of 2020 and for the months of 2021 until September, just like the future log. Of course, you may have noticed that I didn't lay out September 2020 in the future log because it's kinda useless to have a future view on the first month you set up. But for this one, I've been kinda stupid. Luckily, I don't think it's gonna be a problem since for a month it's okay if I use my old bullet journal's year in pixels, but still, I feel like an idiot for not including September in the tracker. Unluckily, same goes for the page after this one, which is my period and sickness tracker. Of course, the year in pixels spread is color-coded, and personally I chose these colors. Orange for okay days, yellow for productive and joyous days, a pinkish red for my best days, a purple for my best of the best, a very light blue for dull and tiring days, a blue for my sad and insecure days, and a green for my angry and frustrating days. On the other side, for my period tracker, I've used 3 different types of fillings to track my period flow. And last, I laid out the sickness tracker key, which includes lightheaded moments, headaches, flus, fevers, stomach aches, and breast pain. Next, I laid out a countdown page to track the remaining days until university, which for me means to go live on my own in campus, so I can't wait for it to happen. I decided to replicate the spread almost identically because even the days I have already checked out have a meaning to me, which is the representation of the days that have already flown by. To decorate it a little bit more, I also decided to add little hearts all around the spread in the two colors I'm using. After the spread comes my art brain dump, alongside my bucket list, in which I had already decided to include the things I hadn't already checked off my previous bucket list. And to add further decoration, I drew stars all over the header again. Then we have my account spread, which is meant to store all of my accounts and passwords, since I always forget them. And afterwards, when I'll show you the overall setup, you'll see that I have covered the filled-in spread with some cute and aesthetic photos I've taken over the last days, which are clouds. Then comes my YouTube tracker, which is meant to track my views and subscriptions each month, and my video ideas spread, of course. Then I did my savings tracker, which is structured like a bar graph in order for me to track how much have I already saved for pricey things I have in mind to buy. For example, in this case, I drew the bar chart for the PlayStation 5. And then, of course, I also did my wish list, which I divided by category into games, books, manga, electronics, and other stuff. Then I've made a quote page to fill with the hilarious quotes of my classmates each year, which make all of the hours spent at school really worth it. Going on, I did my TBR spread, divided by genre. And my to play spread, which consists of the games I own and I still need to play, divided by console. Then I made a list of documentaries I want to watch and non-fiction books I want to read. And after all of these lists, I obviously couldn't let a movie list be missing, and the TV show spread was obvious. As for what concerns the TV show's spread, I made it a little fancier by printing out the show's posters and sticking them onto the page, right nearby the seasons and the episode for each season, which I will check out once I watch them. For the spread, I used 4 pages since last year 2 pages haven't been enough to me, because as any peer of mine, I'm a TV show addict. And also there are a lot of anime, and I'm a complete weeb, so obviously 2 pages wouldn't be enough to me. And then, last but not least, we have a spread, which is a 2-page spread, which I entitled Things I Love About Me and Us. That's because I want to be more aware of all of the positive things I notice, both about myself and about my relationship. And that's it! This is my new bullet journal, and I hope you enjoyed planning out its setup with me. Leave a like and a comment if you want to see more planning videos, and subscribe if you enjoyed my company during these 20 minutes. See ya in the next video. Bye!